Chapter 8. Hey guys, sorry it's been so long since an update. I have been so busy lately. So, I had a fight with my old beta, but I have a new one now, and she is helping me. Beaut, she is on vacaton this week, and next I promise I will sort the spelling mistakes out when I can. The Kidnap.
Oh god, this means this is going to be terrible to read, isn't it?
Like it's not been terrible so far.
Well, at least most things are spelled properly.
I guess we'll find out. I sat alone in the changes rooms. I was almost naked. Almost, 2 words. Naked and looked awesome with my exotic lively hair falling down over my face like a cotan of soft yellow cream with bits of purple in it. But I didn't care how beautiful or exquisite I was anymore. Edward was gone. He had left to follow Bella, to stop her from killing herself, and I was so mad. How could he leave me like that, after saying Bella was a cow and he didn't like her no more?
Well, if somebody threatened to kill themselves, I would at least go and make sure they didn't kill themselves.
Also, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
I was pissed. Yes, I was.
You already said that.
And the tears were falling down my face like a tepid summer rain of misery and woe. Okay, these colourful metaphors are really getting hilarious. So I went home and skipped school and sat in my room in my black corset and leather panties, as you would.
Wait, so you were alone, you were almost naked, so you went home almost naked.
Yeah, and sat in your black corset and leather panties. And I smoked some drugs and started to weep.
You don't... What?
Yeah, smoked some vague, nebulous drugs, general drugs. Dave came in and made a big smiley face. That seems odd.
Yes.
That seems very odd to me. Yes. Hi, Tia. I didn't know you were home. How was school today? He didn't notice I was smoking drugs. He thought my cigarette was a chapstick, which means that apparently he was not only delusional but also insane.
Clearly blind and has no sense of smell.
It sucks. My life sucks and I want to die, I screamed. Oh my god, it's Twyla all over again. I screamed and my eyes glittered with beauty. You teenagers and problems, lol, he said, laughing a lot. And I knew he thought I was just some silly kid whining, like drinking wine, I guess, about homework and dumb boys and stuff. He didn't know I had killed a man and lost the love of my life. And
just because he ran off after another girl doesn't mean what you're apparently assuming it means.
Yeah,
she threatened to kill herself. You dumb fuck.
And had made Lauren get hit by lightning. And that all the kids at school thought I was a freak because my face and bodies were so different from everyone else's.
They already thought that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. This reminds me, his lol thing. It reminds me of this one thing I'd seen. Like some mother was talking about her daughter. Was talking to her daughter, rather. And she kept using LOL. And she thought it meant lots of love. Like she was like her aunt had died, and she was messaging She was messaging that part of the family, and she was like, she kept putting LOL at the end of it because she thought it meant lots of love. And the daughter was like, Mom, that's not what that means. and she was like, she kept being like, LOL. What does that mean? I thought it meant lots of love. No, Mom, that's not what it means. So it's absolutely terrible.
That's horrible.
Oh, God. I can't imagine, like, what these people must have thought. That bitch was laughing. So, my mom's dead and she's laughing. Fuck you. Anyway. Dave, you're a good person, but oh, so fucking dumb, you arsehole, I shouted at him, and I threw my ashtray at his head without touching it. I could make stuff move when I was angry now. It was so weird. Why did this have to happen to me? Well, you're being an asshole also. Why do you...
Because she's a bitch.
You're worried about you when you threw a fucking glass ashtray at someone? Like, what the hell? You're worried about yourself?
Yep.
You could have killed someone. You may yet kill someone.
Don't care.
Haha, I guess you're right, he laughed. He thought I was joking. I wasn't spoiled or anything. Right, because you can throw an ashtray at someone and they'll just laugh it off. He has serious problems. Like, this family is seriously, it's so nice having you here, which is wrong here. Tiana, you're so pretty. I swear you're even prettier than before, and I think your boobs have grown.
Because when we talk about being so glad somebody's there, all we talk about is how pretty they are, because they have no personality.
Right, and they talk about how someone's boobs have grown. Like, that isn't awkward at all. I mean, whenever I come over and see you, you're like, your boobs have grown. That's a common greeting between friends.
Yes.
Common greeting between friends. Yeah, I know, they're like an E-cup now, I say. But not a number before just like sneaky. Dave smiled and patted me on the head and left. I was so sick.
She's not a dog.
I was so sick of being treated like a kid. Yeah, because you talk about bust size with a child, and no one listening to me, that I got up and got dressed in a long black dress and took some pills of drugs.
Uh-huh. What else would they be? Unless they're like pill candy.
Maybe they're laxatives. And went out to the local nightclub, which is called Pablo Nightmare.
You're 16!
That nightclub was called Pablo Nightmare? What was it, like a Tex-Mex goth fusion? It was a goth club where all the cool people went in force. Bella
Which is why you only went there now.
Bella probably had never even heard of it, lol. I met Snoofles on the way, and he came with me.
Because that's something that happens. A panda bear goes to a nightclub.
We went to the club and got drinks and started dancing to the heavy metal music.
Because a panda bear does that and drinks alcohol.
People there stared at us because I was so different looking, and Snoofles was a panda.
No shit.
But we didn't care. We were having so much fun. We were so drunk and taking a lot of drugs.
You are fucking 16. They wouldn't even let you into a club.
My head was
Or a bear.
My head was fuzzy like there was snow everywhere. Yeah, I'll bet there was snow everywhere. That's probably how you got so fucked up. Hi, you're called Tiana, aren't you? I am Jasper, and I go to your school, said Jasper Cullen, who was tall, with blonde curly hair like straw, only soft and nice and not dry.
Uh-huh.
He was tall. He was wearing a black pullover and red metal pointy shoes. Good God.
To kick people in the balls, I guess?
He was a fucking gnome? Was he one of Santa's elves? What the hell is up with that? Who fucking wears red metal pointy shoes? The Wicked Witch of the West? Author's note, haha, that descripton sounded better in my head. Oh well! Yes.
Because
oh,
we put in author notes there. Who cares?
Yeah, in some way, that's sort of, it's almost a statement encapsulating the entire story, isn't it? You know, this sounded better in my head. Oh well. Hey, whatever, I said. Why aren't you with the girl I always see you with?
We just now met him, and we never established this.
You mean my dear Phallus, he said, and locked suddenly. Very sad. Started to cry and bite down hard on his lips. What is wrong, Jasper? I said. The problem is I don't love her like she loves me. I'm gay, and that's wrong, and I feel so horrible about it.
You're just now... What? What? No! We just met you! Why would you just open up about this to someone who is drunk and doped up and is dancing with a fucking panda bear that is drunk and doped up and can talk? My head just exploded.
We'll try to mop up the chunks, glue it back together. Really, he said, and looked shocked with his mouth open. Wait, he said that and then he said, really?
Yes.
There's nothing bad about being gay, you know, I said. Yeah, it's proper normal. And Snoofles is gay and everything, I said.
How do you know that?
He's a fucking panda too! Let's be honest here. How comforting is it going to be to notice that...
Wait, is Jasper going to get together with the panda bear? Because that might be kind of awesome.
I don't know, but we'll find out soon enough. And Snoofles waved, and Jasper waves back. He smiled, and we all stared, dancing together. And Jasper gave us some of his drugs, which he apparently had that we didn't mention before. We had a really good time, and Jasper met another gay guy called Vince, and we all got in Snoofles' car.
Because the panda bear drives!
The panda bear not only drives, he owns his own car.
And has a license.
At the end of the night, and I drove around while the others all had sex in the back of the car.
So they did have sex with the panda bear.
Yes, the panda, Vince, and...
In a threesome while she drove.
All had sex while she drove. She says, I was drunk because I was a vampire. It was okay to drive. I had better reflex than humans.
No, it wasn't. And I don't think vampires can get drunk. This goes back to can Twilight vampires eat and drink like humans? Which we're still waiting on an answer to that.
But suddenly, something jumped into the road in front of us. And I had to stop the car and get out. There is a man standing in the middle of the road. He was tall and muscly, so maybe it is Edward, because there's those muscles around. The wrong kind of muscles, you know. Not like pecs and six-packs, but like oysters and clams. And had black hair, like the black feathers of a raven in the black darkness.
Was this Jacob?
He was good-looking, but he looked so angry I got out my samurai sword.
Where did you get that?
I often have it with me.
No, you don't. You never had it. You didn't defend yourself with it. You shut up. You didn't have that.
But Simone jammed up behind me and tore it from me. There were like 10 people all grabbing my body in the darkness.
You're in a freaking car with a panda bear and some guy named Vincent and Jasper.
And they put a thing over my face so I couldn't see.
Oh, and by the way, Jasper was dating Alice, but he decided to cheat on her. And What's-Her-Face didn't say anything about that. She's totally okay with it.
Well, I can kind of sympathize with him because the story was kind of that stupid. But they put a thing over my face so they couldn't see it. Time. Jasper, Snoofles, and Vince were too busy doing gay sex on each other to notice.
Because they wouldn't know there's someone else getting in the car, or the car is stopping, or something, and she didn't say anything.
I could hear them grunting, and humping, and having orgasms on each other. It was so cute, but now was so not the time. The men who had caught me took me away, and something hit me over the head, and I was unconscious.
Vampires can't do that. Not in the Twilight universe. They don't sleep.
Well, you know. When I awoke...
The guys fucking aren't going to know there's somebody got in the car.
Yeah, 10
Took
people.
you away.
10 people, in fact, she might have mentioned. When I awoken, I found myself in a small dark room, and the tall muscle man was in front of me, the muscle man, the oyster man. I was stripped down to my underwear, and I was chained to a chair with some metal chains, and I couldn't move. Yes,
well, that's what happens when you're chained down. You're chained down with metal chains.
Who are you, you wanky perv? I shorted.
Shorted.
I am Jacob the Werewolf King, he yelled with his eyes rolling out of his face.
No!
He looks so mad and crazy. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because he
is rolling around.
Crazy.
No! I screamed and tried to break myself free, but I was under so many heavy chains, so I looked into his wagging face instead.
His wagging face.
Wagging face. What do you want from me? Why am I here? I say, and started to cry. You must be punished for what you did, Bella Swan! He shrieked, and the drool was slurping down his face, just like rain, only thick and
So wait, is he supposed to be in werewolf form? Because I thought he was in human form.
God knows. God knows. You were a half-bred. As in a loaf of bread. You were a half-bred. Oh my God. Yes, that's what I sort of thought too. You shall never have been born. Your father was a vampire. And your mom was a witch, which they didn't spell right.
Nope.
Yes, and your father smells of elderberries, and mother was a goat. I don't know. It's weird and wrong, and now you've broken Bella's heart. When was she ever a part of this?
Just now.
Half-bred. This is even funnier since it's B-R-E-A-D, which is obviously...
Why would Jacob be saying this?
Half-bred, so she was half...
She's half a piece of bread.
Yeah, she's half-bred.
She's a bread short of a full sandwich.
Her father fucked a loaf. And what came out of it.
You know, there's actually a picture out there somewhere of Matsuda from Death Note fucking a sandwich.
I don't know who that is. I don't want to know who that is.
I used to have it saved on my computer because it was so weird. And I just look at it like, why would you do anything like that?
Well, it may have been a really good sandwich. That's all I can say.
Well, I hope so, considering
I guess it was
he's having sex with it, but okay.
Maybe it was a really bad sandwich, and he was just like, well, there's nothing else to do with it. Obviously, I can't eat it, so...
Yeah, putting moldy anything around there?
I'm not saying it was moldy, I'm just saying that maybe...
You said it was a bad sandwich. That, in my mind, means it's, like, moldy and nasty and ew.
Just like, maybe it just didn't suit his palate, and he was just like, well, if I can't eat it, I might as well fuck it. What else are you going to do? I mean, it's very, you know, very hypothalamus, you know, very essential stuff. You know, if you can't eat it, you might as well fuck it. So, I don't know, whatever. It's too late in the day for me to...
And now I'm suddenly thinking, well, it wasn't buried, so it was okay to fuck it. I'm so sorry.
Oh me. This dude was insane. Yeah, so was the author. He was so angry, he was jumping up and down. I would really like to see that. But something he said had caught my attention. Period. What do you mean my mom was a witch? I said. My father used to know her. She lived here in
in L.A.
Bush, and She could make fire come from nowhere and control the weather and talk to animals and loads of other stuff. She was a freak like you.
Of course!
Yes.
It all made sense now.
No, it doesn't.
I was so shocked I fainted.
Why?
When I woke up, Jacob was in front of me and he was naked. He was
Uh-huh.
smiling. He was smiling in a proper creepy way.
Uh-huh.
Because it's very important to smile in the proper creepy way, not
Yes.
the improper creepy way.
Because that's just wrong and unacceptable.
That's right. It's completely unacceptable. You never ever do it in. If you're going to do it creepy, you do it right. And looked totally weird, like a greasy frog thing. His male genital item was not nice. I guess it wasn't sharp like Edward's. It was like a horrible wet mushroom. Yes.
Why are you comparing everything to vegetables and stuff?
Well, maybe she's going really, really hard on like the whole vegetarian thing, the theme of Twilight, which I might add is not proper vegetarianism, but whatever. He stroked my knee with it, and I gasped, "What was he going to do to me?" But
You don't know yet. After being raped multiple times, being nearly raped twice, well, technically 3 times, and having sex twice, and sucking a guy off. Really, you have no clue.
But suddenly, before he could come any closer, the door of the room we were in burst open. It was Udon!
Yay, it's over!
Yay!
It's over! Fuck
Thank
this story!
God! It's over! Oh my God!
So where would you rate that in the horrible stories we've read thus far?
Well, I'd say it's much more pleasant overall than the Star Wars story. I feel less
Definitely.
defeated. It was somewhere around Laura. I will say it's somewhere around Laura. Laura was
I'd say I put Laura above this one.
Laura was shorter, and I think that's part of why I would also put it above this one, because Laura was shorter, at least had the dignity and the decency to not overstay its welcome, even though it overstayed its welcome. This one way overstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
Overstayed its welcome, but at least knew when to end. And it ended on a good note, like, and then Laura. Because that was pretty much the entire story, and then Laura. This one was more like, and then various supernatural being dicks.
I will never be able to look at Jacob again and not think of his manly jewels, junk, whatever she called them, being shaped like a wet mushroom head.
This is his male genital item. It's very important to refer to this properly. A male genital item.
In comparison to Edward's carrot.
What is really terrible about this is that every time I go for salad, really, and I like to have a good salad. I like to make my own salad. See, and this is what's problematic about this, because I like to make my own salad, and as such, we have whole carrots.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I have one of those, every time I take one of those in my hand, I'm going to think of Edward Cullen.
Yes.
And I'm not sure this is a good thing.
Nope.
In fact, I'm almost entirely certain this is not a good thing. I'm very uncomfortable with the idea of salad now. And it takes a special kind of story to make that happen. It does.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, I have to say I am pretty glad it's over myself.
That was just... I never want to read it again, but that's not as bad as Star Turds.
Yeah, it's not as bad as
You know, I mean, I actually don't feel as bad as when we got done reading Twyla. I mean, that should be surprising. That's probably really surprising.
Twyla was also longer. Like, much longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised, because Twyla was a saga. So I'm really not surprised that you don't feel quite so bad as when you read that. But yeah, I think Star Turds still occupies the the position of absolute worst thing we've ever done.
Yeah, thus far on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it had its, like, there were okay things about it, I guess, but overall it left me feeling really dejected and really sad. Yes, yes.
That's from TV tropes, by the way.
A clip art that's great.
That's fantastic.
Also, it's really sad that if you read it, despite the obvious typos, it says the Temptation of Edward Cullen. When was Edward really was this really a theme of him being tempted?
Not real. I mean, the idea was that he was dating Bella, and she was the temptation of him, for him.
But when you say something when you title something like The Temptation of Edward Cullen, you would think that the story would revolve around him being tempted, which it was really only a kind of a...
Yeah, it was more like, I want to be with you, but I can't because of Bella, but I'm going to anyway because I don't really care about Bella. It's a Mary Sue story.
It was an extremely tangential element of the story. It wasn't really The Temptation of Edward Cullen. It was just a story of this asshole. Also, Edward Cullen has an erection and keeps banding it around all the time.
It's very sharp.
Yeah, it's very sharp and carrot-like.
Also lavender.
Yes.
Lavender fruit.
Lavender man fruit.
So pretty much we established she's a relay board with bags that are full of charcoal and can be set on fire.
Yes.
She got raped a lot, even though she's a fucking board. How do you fuck a board?
I want to say that where there's a will, there's a way.
There's a hole for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't think there's much more to say about this one. At least I can't think of anything other than Edward has a carrot for a dick.
Edward has a man carrot. I will say that I was relieved and amused at the use of vegetables and fruit.
Yeah, it's definitely different than Star Turds, where they referred to some things as meat and used poo for everything. Here, it was just really weird and funny to use vegetables.
Yeah, I mean, I would, on the whole, rather be amused by euphemism than be disgusted by euphemism. And really, carrots don't disgust me, and they're pretty inoffensive. So if you were going to compare something to something that you eat, well, I guess carrots would pretty much be okay. And lavender man fruit, yeah, okay, I can deal with it. Whatever. Even what was it? Genital man item? I mean, that's rather awkward, and it's rather neutral and kind of sterile, but it's a lot better than his summer sausage. Honestly, on the whole, I would rather hear vegetables because they're at least novel and imaginative, rather. Novel and imaginative, imaginary, whatever. I'm trying to rationalize this in my head.
This was a really bad story, and it's messing with our vocabulary.
It really is. It really is.
I could totally go for some summer. I could totally go for some summer sausage right now. I'd love to have some summer sausage.
I'm not sure what to say about that. We've just been using all these euphemisms.
So, I can't think of anything more to say. What about you?
I don't even think I'd go for some summer sausage right now. It would have to be the real thing. And it would have to be great. It would have to be vampire, blow your mind, great. So I guess we can leave them with that image.
Yes.
Because this was not
Well, I
vampire.
can leave him with another certain image.
Well, Edward pooping everywhere?
No. No, I was thinking more along the lines of a man carrot. Just flash that up on the screen. Let's see how many, with like somebody screaming in the background, and see how many people freak out about that.
You know, it takes me back to the song White Rabbit, which we referred to earlier. You know, and you've had some kind of mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, it all goes back. It all ties back to this story.
This author probably did smoke a lot of weed while making the story.
Hey, the 60s, the drug of choice was acid. Acid.
Yes, but well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I was going to say, but depending on your medical condition, you could get weed for free, and nobody will hassle you about it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's now, so... Not then, that's now, so...
Well, I suppose this is it for this story. So, thank you for listening. I'm Caleb.
You certainly are.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a bear carrot.
I'm Hushicho with my man vegetables. Might add, when I'm humiliated, I don't get a boner. If it's not a boner when I'm humiliated, I hope I never will, because it's just make it worse.
I wish I had thought of that, because you're like with my man carrot, and I'm like, I should have said something along the lines with my lettuce curtains.
My leafy greens.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Care for your vegetables, be sure to wash them regularly.
And don't stuff them in places with poo.
Yes, don't put them in poo. Be sure to rinse them thoroughly before consuming, and always use an organic dressing.